Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2020 Golden Claw Awards. The Golden Claws celebrate another fabulous, although abbreviated, season of outstanding theater productions at Eagan High School. As a reminder, the use of cameras and audio and video recording devices is strictly allowed for this event. Also, please turn up your cell phones so you don't miss the congratulatory texts for the awards you win. Throughout the program, refreshments will be located in your nearest refrigerator. We'll be starting the show now, so enjoy the show.
You're the hero of each story you derive.
I will smash your bones and eat you for dinner.
Ladies and gentlemen, any one of these acts could join the Callaway Circus. Let's build a world of daffodils. I know, something he's been hiding. Be the hero, and the world will soon be yours.
Big fish, big fish. If you get a chance to be in a summer show, I'd love to see you on stage in Egan's Theater. Not this summer, obviously, but next summer would be great. And now, on to the fall play. You can't take it with you. Go ahead, Miss Ozarek.
Well, it's lovely. Got a lot of you in it.
I hope I'm not keeping you from
Wonderful.
Zip up! Yes, yes, yes!
Mrs. Sycamore!
Yes!
Mrs. Sycamore! What, Reba?
Good evening.
Hey everyone, Nancy O here in the green room. Seniors, we want you to know that there will be a time for you to come back into school and sign the green room walls. We know that is an important tradition, a rite of passage for you as seniors if you've been involved in more than, I think it is, 3 productions. So stay tuned, we will figure out a time for you to do that. Right now, we're getting ready as directors to present Outstanding Performance Awards for the shows that we directed. And I'm happy to reminisce about our fall play, You Can't Take It With You. It was definitely the right year, the right actors to bring this chestnut of the American theater back to the Egan High School stage. It is a funny, funny play. It is still funny. It was written in the 1930s. It's amazing how the humor still works today. And we had the right group of actors to do it. Think back to our set, what an amazing set that was to represent this wacky, eccentric family, the Sycamores. Remember the fireworks coming up out of the pit? Most productions can't do that. We could because we have John Ratzlaff. Audience members were literally falling out of their seats because of the surprise of actual fireworks coming up out of the pit. But mostly it was about the comedy. And I have 5 seniors that I want to recognize right now. The first one is Shayla Belander. Playing Alice Sycamore in You Can't Take It With You. Now, Shayla, we call in theater the straight man, okay? Even though she played a woman. The archetype is the straight man because to have comedy, you need to have some characters that are not funny to play humor off of. And Shayla, you did such a nice job with that. Alice Sycamore had to be a real person who was falling in love, and you did a nice job of it not being cheesy and corny and actually being real. So I've loved working with you on the last 3 fall shows, and I'm happy to present this Outstanding Performance Award to you. And you also looked really great in the show. Man, you had a lot of amazing costumes. So remember that. That was really fun. All right, next up, this is truly one of those walk-on small parts that are very memorable. And that is Mia Scott as Miss Gay Wellington in You Can't Take It With You. Mia, I haven't worked with you before, and I was so proud of how you were willing to take direction from me, especially acting intoxicated on the stage when you don't have any experience with that. And Audrey, you have video footage of me showing her how to be intoxicated, which you need to delete. I don't want to see that anywhere. But Mia, I will never forget your rendition of Fly Me to the Moon. I hope you really record that song someday. You were funny, you were sexy, you were flirty, and it was just a great moment in the show. So congratulations. Next up is a senior who I have adored working with for the last 3 years. And I'm so happy, John Flanagan, that I could give you another role, this time as Ed Carmichael in You Can't Take It With You. Ed, you learned to play the xylophone for this role. Hats off to you. John, you also were a bit paranoid that someone was following you, and actually someone was following Ed. You've got a great face, and you've got a good sense of comic timing. And you and Audrey together as Essie and Ed were an adorable couple. You had great chemistry on stage. John, this Outstanding Performance Award goes to you. I have really loved working with you over the last 3 years. Next up is a senior who I've been trying to get to do theater for a couple years now. And Finn O'Malley, I'm so glad that you auditioned for this role as Boris Kolnikov. Your Russian ballet instructor was hilarious and extremely memorable. Your sense of comic timing, waiting for how to deliver a line, holding for pause. You learned so much about comedy and that delivery of comic timing. So proud of you for doing that. And just as a side note, Finn, you brought so many people to our show that would have never come before, just because you're well known around school. You have a reputation of being just an awesome person. And thank you for bringing lots of people to see the play that wouldn't have come. They literally came because you were in it, and you did not disappoint. So this Outstanding Performance Award goes to you. And lastly, I'm happy to give this award to a senior who was hungry for a lead role, and that is Timmy Line as Martin Grandpa Vanderhoff in You Can't Take It With You. And I think Timmy, you did a fine job of being, having a dry wit, of having a warm, loving character that the rest of the family looked to. You didn't make Grandpa like old and crotchety and bent over. You were a younger physical characterization of older man, and it really worked, and I appreciated that. And you know, during times like this, I think we should all learn a lesson from Grandpa Vanderhoff and just learn to relax, learn to realize there's things that we can change and things that we can't change about our situation right now. So try to enjoy where we're at, right? You can't take it with you. Congratulations. Up next is Mr. Hammond to present awards for Bob, A Life in 5 Acts.
Honey, it's okay. Just sit back here. Okay. My Lord. I don't even know what to do. Is there, Oh, so you found a baby in the bathroom, a White Castle manual.
I'm for it.
I'm for one, right?
I'm
You guys got names? Oh. I'm not even in the program.
Oh, no, honey.
Sit down. I'm diabetic. Is it not funny?
Sit down. So, what brings you to Sioux Falls?
Oh God, what is this?
It's Vin.
Never heard of it.
My own special blend of whiskey and gin.
Would you be interested in purchasing a box of cookies to support our cast?
That we are not alone.
We are not alone. We are not alone.
We are not alone. I am not alone. Hello, folks. Hi, my name is Drew Hammond. I was the director of the winter show, Bob, A Life in 5 Acts. And as you can see, I'm standing here today in front of an old White Castle. I'll show you around a little bit. So this is an antique White Castle built in 1921 and is now a weird oddity store. You can see you can buy them by the sack. That's nice of them. Obviously, Bob, Life in 5 Acts was a really lovely little show that was about a guy that was born and abandoned in a White Castle bathroom, and then tries to live his life, to be something great, to do something great, meets all these people, and eventually kind of falls, has this fall from grace, and you know, thinks he never amounted to anything, and finds out in the end of the story that it was about the connections that he made, about all these people whose lives that he's touched. That's the legacy that we leave. Really beautiful show, and I had a cast of about 20 kids, just fantastic kids. It happened at a time that was just a really hard time in my life, and seeing those kids every day was the thing that got me through a very challenging time. So yeah, I miss those kids. I miss everybody right now. It feels weird just to be talking to cameras right now. I apologize for the noise. So I've got four awards. Four awards I'm going to pass out today. I'm going to give out today, and by give out, I mean I'm going to say something, and we'll pick them up at another time. I don't know. So the first award is to. The first award I'm going to give is to. First of all, he's one of my favorite people in school. He's just he's a good human being. He's a good guy. He's somebody that is able to remain calm and to remain thoughtful in just about every situation I've encountered him in. We had this very elaborate plan to do all these little interludes between each of the 5 acts, and every kid or a bunch of kids decided to create something, and we created a whole bunch of things that we ended up having to cut for time out of the show. So the first award is going to go to Riley Peterson, and it is for special achievement in puppet choreography. One of the interludes that we created was this really elaborate puppet show that was about a puppet going into space, and then there's a very elaborate fight scene between a hand puppet and, a shadow puppet and Riley. And Riley worked on this so hard along with a group of other people, but Riley just kept on working on it, and it was getting really good by the time that we actually had to cut things. And I know that his work was, we would have loved it. The audience would have loved it. So there's my first award, Special Achievement in Puppet Choreography, to Riley Peterson. The second award that I want to present is to a guy that I don't really know exactly how he ended up being a part of the show, and I mean that in the best possible way. We had some live music in the show, and we knew we needed some more help, and somebody was like, oh, there's this guy that could help out with it. He plays like all these instruments. And one day there was a guy at rehearsal, and I was like, cool, why don't you come and hang out if you can? And he did, and he actually ended up being on stage with us for the entire show, pretty much, playing a bunch of different instruments, and he gave some lines. He actually had some of the best lines in the whole show, and I feel really bad because I, in a really embarrassing mistake, I left him off of the program. So the award for that one guy with the saxophone is going to go to Cole Clubb. And I just want to say that I really don't know how this show would have happened without Cole. He was kind of our musical backbone. And like I said, I think he discovered that he maybe actually likes theater because he was in the musical, and he had lines in that too. It was great. Okay, so that's that award, and I apologize for reading off the phone. I'm like a teenager here. The next award, I've actually got 2 Outstanding Performance Awards I want to give, and I always am really drawn to the people that have the smaller roles, but you remember them at the end of the show. And the first Outstanding Performance Award goes to one of those. She was somebody that was only in a couple scenes, but every time she was on stage, everything she did, she just nailed it, and she was my favorite part of the show. She was the thing that I laughed the most at. I think my friends that came and saw the show, they were the ones that they were like, that girl, she was funny. So the first Outstanding Performance Award is going to go to Genevieve Nelson as Vera. And yeah, like I said, she was just great. She pushed herself outside of her comfort zone. She did some things that she wasn't normally comfortable with. She was just a fantastic person to have. Also, she was always so helpful. She was always doing things to kind of help out with the production in different ways. All right, the last award I have to give, and you can probably guess what this is going to go to. Kind of the opposite. Instead of being in just a couple scenes, he was in pretty much every scene except for I think one in the show. He was on stage for pretty much the entire time. He was the rock of the show. Of course, I'm talking about Cooper Swanson as Bob. And yeah, you know, when you pick a show that has one character that is in literally every single scene and also has to portray a toddler to a very old man and everything in between, he has to be both the nicest guy in the world and also the worst person in the world, and kind of everything in between too. He has to be really smart and he has to be really naive, and Cooper Swanson managed to pull all of that off better than I could have ever hoped. I remember I asked him at the end of the show, I was like, so Cooper, what'd you learn at the end of the show? What'd you learn about acting? And he's like, everything. And I think that just made me smile, because I think I saw him grow so much as a performer, as a person, as you know, a collaborator. He was just so willing to just try stuff. It was exactly what you want from him. So, all right, that's all the awards I've got. Thank you so much. I miss all of you. I can't wait to see all of you on stage again sometime soon, hopefully in the fall. And yeah, I think next up is going to be Jodine Ward. He's talking about the musical, I believe. I hope. If it's not, here's whoever's next.
Ticketed, pivot towed.
Okay, but the car's not in our driveway. He's been gone since 8 o'clock last night. He's usually home by midnight. And
I'm sorry, Officer Larkin.
I mean, wait till you see this lady. Woo! I mean, I have kids too, but you're from 0 to ghetto and like nothing flat. You know? Oh, ma'am, this is Lieutenant Stokes.
Hey.
Jesus, Scott.
It's gonna be okay. Everything is going to be fine. Where's our son? Listen to me. You don't tell me where my son is. Right now, I'm gonna commit a capital felony.
Sir, I'm gonna ask you to please take a seat and calm down.
Who are you?
Sir, I'm gonna ask you
Get your hand off of me.
Either a stray shot or a ricochet strikes Jamal Connor in the head, killing him instantly.
No!
I miss being in this room, creating art with incredible students. I bet you do too. Hopefully we'll be back together soon, creating wonderful productions to share in a collective way with an audience. I don't know what we're going to do for the fall play yet. Stay tuned with that. I can't imagine directing A Midsummer Night's Dream, which is what I wanted to do, if actors have to stand 6 feet apart from each other and can't touch each other. So what I'm looking at right now are different radio play scripts. There are some good ones out there. Stay tuned. We're talking about that, how that could possibly work. But right now I'm happy to present 3 awards for this year's one-act play, American Son. As you know, Eagan High School, we enter the Minnesota State High School League one-act play competition every year. This year it was a powerful drama again, American Son. I love to work with new scripts, and especially important scripts that deal with pivotal issues in our society. And American Son certainly does that with race relations, and especially relations between people of color and law enforcement. So the first award is to my amazing stage manager for the one act this year, Ella Jenke. Stage managers are really important people, and for the one act especially, because we're traveling to different locations performing. We have to pack up the set, we have to haul it, move it. We rehearse over winter break. We were in this room quite a bit when the temperature was 10 below. Just sense of organization. Ella, you were so professional. I could really, really count on you. I hope to work with you again as a stage manager. You're very good at it. So this award goes to you. Outstanding leadership as a stage manager for a one-act play. Thank you. Next, Outstanding Performance Award goes to Eric Sorensen as Scott Connor in American Son. Eric, you played the husband to Kendra, and it's hard to play When you're 16 years old, it's hard to play someone who's 40. And so you're really stretched in that way. It's hard to play someone who's married when you've never been married, and someone who's a father when you're not a father. So you really pushed yourself to go to those places and bring to life a character who we didn't always like. Scott Connor either. He seemed really out of touch with his husband, out of touch with being in an biracial marriage. Wasn't really insightful. But you made him so we didn't hate him, and we had some moments of empathy with him, and you had some moments of tenderness with the character of Kendra. So you created a believable character on stage, and I was impressed, and so was the audience. So congratulations on this Outstanding Performance Award. And then, of course, we know who receives this last award for an incredible performance as Kendra Ellis Connor. I am really happy to present this outstanding performance in a one-act drama to Kai Wilson. Kai, you took us on a journey as a frantic mother who didn't know where her son was. You took us on a volcanic ride of a mother who is scared, who is frightened, who is angry, who is desperately trying to find out what happened to her son. And I was impressed. You went places that I don't even think you knew that you could go. I remember when we did a performance on a workshop day for about 50 faculty members, and they were absolutely blown away. You had the audience in tears when you found out that your son was dead. Drama is powerful, and you took us there on this emotional journey. So congratulations, Kai. Up next is, let's see, Miss Wortman, and she's going to talk and present awards for South Pacific, our musical this year.
There is nothing like a day, nothing in the world.
The middle of a foggy sea, most people long for another life.
She went and washed that man right out of her hair. She went and washed that man right out of her hair. She went and washed that man right out of her hair. And sent him on his
I touch your hands and my arms grow strong.
She's my baby, have her back. I'm her booby, she's my trap.
I am caught and I don't want to run. 101 pounds of fun. That's my little honey bun. Get a load of honey bun.
La vie est belle, dites-moi pourquoi.
Pourquoi what?
La vie est gaie, dites-moi pourquoi, chère mademoiselle, est-ce que parce que vous m'aimez?
Hi, everybody. I'm happy to be here today to present to you the awards for South Pacific the Musical. As a director, I chose South Pacific because of the beauty of the song, the lyrics, the lines, the complicated relationships, and because it was a classic. But along with a classic comes a point where we have to go back into history and kind of look at who we were then. And I think there were a lot of parallels into who we are today, so it's very complicated. I wanted you to understand that a musical like South Pacific does come with a time warp per se in it. So, with that in mind, I'd like to start off with Best Supporting Actress in a Leading Role. And our first award goes to a woman who needed to communicate fear and love and beauty and culture with her body, with her eyes. And she did just that. She was noted for her intimate, clear, and beautifully executed dance. So, without further mention, Elise Roxas, congratulations as Liat. The second recipient is a young man who had to develop a believable relationship with his co-star, and he certainly did. It reverberated throughout the theater, and he had a huge challenge ahead of him. First of all, the vocal lines were meant for a man twice his age, and he carried himself in this regal and refined manner, just like a French plantation owner would. His dialect was spot on, and I'm extremely proud of him for working so very hard on understanding the inside and the focus of his character. So, for Best Actor in a Leading Role, Finn Wallace as Emile DeBeck. Another character that had to create an emotional arc that was needed for his songs and for his lines, he found that internal conflict and he made it fluid and natural. I loved watching Lieutenant Cable grow throughout the year. So I am honoring Kevin Kodalin for his supporting lead role as Lieutenant Joe Cable. Congratulations. This actress was an absolute standout from the moment she entered the stage. According to one of the Spotlight evaluators, her comic timing, her flawless diction, her controlled voice, she is a natural. And I agree. Every moment on stage for her was honest to the character that she developed. So, for our Best Actress in Leading Role, a Spotlight finalist, Miss Nellie Forbush, Audrey Parker. Congratulations. According to another Spotlight evaluator, this woman was a full-body storyteller, which means she really hunkered down to connect with the age of her character and the culture of her character and the hardships that her character had gone through. She drew focus when she should, and she faded in when she needed to. And that voice, Bally High's favorite, supporting actress Taylor Lander as Bloody Mary. Congratulations. I'd like to present two special awards. These are two people that meant a lot to our cast and committed a lot of time and for practice or doing whatever they needed to do to keep their part of the show, which was very essential, as a highlight. The first person is a gifted musician who not only shared his talents with us, but he was willing to practice with us at any rehearsal that we needed him for, and he joined our cast with, I think, beautiful grace and humility. So a special orchestra award for our local pianist, Mr. Jake Barron. Congratulations. Our second special award goes to a woman who spent a lot of extra time on weekends taking home a suitcase full of brushes and rollers and hairspray to set and style and spray each wig from the 1920s. It takes a special talent and commitment to follow through every night, especially on the weekends, to be styling somebody else's wig. So the Costumer Award goes to another orchestra member, Tessa Crow, as our specialty wig technician. Thank you and congratulations, Tessa. Although there was no award for this, I want to give a shout out to a couple of actors on the stage that opened the show with laughter and playfulness and beautiful song. So thank you, Grace Park, Tayden, and Billy, for being there to show and set the stage for this incredible musical. But my biggest thank you really is to the whole ensemble because of what the evaluators wrote. I wanted so badly for you to create individual characters that you could identify with and could show little bits of that character on stage in reaction to everything. And it really came through. As the Spotlight evaluators quoted, that they kept the island alive, their voices were strong, chattering between scenes, changes to create vibrant, seamless transitions. The ensemble showed real commitment to their characters. So thank you so much for that. In closing, remember that the character choices you make, the work that you do to distinguish your character, the business that you create on stage to make your character come alive, is up to you. Make strong choices, take risks. That's a gift you can take to any director for any show. Stay safe, bally high, and remember, COVID didn't close your heart, it didn't close your smile, it didn't close your laughter. And I'll be back for a December show. We'll announce it later in a special way. Take care. Next, let's welcome Drew and Nancy for the Golden Claw Awards. Bye-bye.
All right, welcome. Thank you, Joe Dean. Welcome back to the most important part of this presentation, the Golden Claws, nominated by students, voted on by students. Joining me today to present the awards from Eagan High School, Nancy Ozarek. Hi, Nancy.
Hey, Drew. Good to see you. You're looking all dapper. You put on a tie for this. I'm impressed.
I did put on a tie and a jacket. We'll see if I put on anything else. I don't know. All right, we've got 5 awards to present. We're going to get through these relatively quickly here. Our most important awards, these are the ones that kids vote on, so we love them. The first award today is the most embarrassing moment.
Drew, let me just show these beautiful claws. I'm obviously here backstage, and here's a shot of our coveted golden claws. And I just want to say a little quick hello from Mr. Melchior. I just went to his house and picked up these claws, lovingly handcrafted by him once again this year. He sends his greetings. He came to all of the productions this year, except for the one act because he was in Mexico, but he sends his love. And he says, you know what? During the Renaissance, the theaters closed multiple times because of the Black Plague. And he just wants to remind everyone that the curtain will rise again. So just be patient. It will happen. So there's a little word from our beloved Jerome Melchior.
Very nice, very nice. Very good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the first award, the Most Embarrassing Moment Award. I believe there's going to be some drum rolls here for dramatic tension. So, drum rolls. Ladies and gentlemen, the award goes to Taylor Lander in You Can't Take It With You for The Wig. So, Nancy, you know about this, right? What is The Wig?
Oh, yes. This is hilarious in the fall play. Taylor playing Penny Sycamore. Had this bit in the show where she looks down into the pit and her wig actually fell off. It didn't fall into the pit, but there she was with her wig cap right on the stage. Some of the audience members actually thought it was a funny bit in the show. It was hilarious. She popped her wig back on. It was truly an embarrassing moment that she, being the comic genius that she is, turned into a fabulous, hilarious moment on stage. Congratulations, Taylor.
Nice job, Taylor. Nice job, Taylor. I'm assuming there's applause here for you. Very good. Congratulations.
Yes, absolutely.
An honorable mention for this award goes out to Kylie Kennedy for a curtain call during Bob, A Life in 5 Acts, where apparently she tripped on, I guess, like the set and just fell flat on her face in the front of all the audience. A classic embarrassing moment.
Classic moment.
All right, very good. The next award is for Best Cover. Nancy, what's a cover?
Well, you know, sometimes strange things happen on stage that you don't expect, right? You know, we know this. And actors and sometimes techs do incredible things to make it seem like it was just part of the show. They don't let the audience know that something happened that wasn't supposed to happen. Best cover.
That's right. When I was in high school, I was supposed to move a piece of set. I was the only one on stage. I was supposed to move a piece of set as I was talking. And because I'm not a very strong person, the set fell on top of me. So my feet were sticking out the front and the set was on top of me. And all the time I had to run out and pick it up off me. And
Wow.
I don't know if I covered. I think I just cried. All right, here we go. The award for best cover for 2020 goes to Finn Wallace in You Can't Take It With You. Again.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to read the sentence directly as a kid put it. The dude fell on stage, broke his knee, and still went on with the show. Absolute legend. I couldn't put it better myself. Nancy, you were there.
Beautiful moment. Finn, we're sorry that you actually got hurt on stage. Stuff happens in theater. Theater is dangerous. Did you know, here is an interesting tip, that union rules for techs, right? I mean, professional techs are part of a union. And it's the only union in the world where you have heavy objects over your head and you're not wearing a hard hat. Actors union, you know, think about it, lights over your head. So theater is dangerous. And Finn, we're sorry you got hurt, but man, as Mr. Kirby, you just went on. Best cover. Proud of you.
Nice job. Nice job, Finn. Congratulations. Let's see, the next award is, what's that, Nancy?
Yeah, what's up next? I got
creative line reading. So I'm going to do this whole thing creatively speaking. No, I'm not going to. Okay, so creative line reading. There were lots of really great nominations for this. We'll do the honorable mentions first. Cooper Swanson gets an honorable mention for words that he said during the senior preview of Bob, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And then Taylor Lander again gets a nomination for her reading of the line "Stingy Bastard."
Yes, in South Pacific. It was hilarious.
Yep. All right, but so the actual award for creative line reading goes to Graham Zemke in South Pacific for his reading of the line, "Like the silhouette of a dame."
Yes.
Now, normally we'd have the kid get up and actually say this line. But since we don't do that, Nancy,
right.
can you
I
give
think
your best creative line?
no, he sang it, and I understand. I wasn't there, but I understand all of the nurses backstage in the dressing room, they would kind of swoon whenever he would sing that line during that song, Nothing Like a Dame. So congratulations, Graham. You made the ladies swoon.
Like the silhouette of a dame. Very nice. All right, the next award is gonna go to the cutest couple. And so this is an award, again, lots of good nominations. We had to pick one. And this award is gonna go to the nurses, all of the nurses from the South Pacific and their pin codes.
Actually, that is a nomination. Those are not the winners.
What?
They're not the winners, Drew.
They're not the winners?
No, because you know what? We just decided that we didn't have enough golden bobby pins for that. Okay. And so the winners on the clause, I'm going to read it.
Yeah, do it.
Ready? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, these two won last year. They seem to have a couple thing going on stage. It goes to Cooper Swanson and Timmy Line for Billis and the Professor in South Pacific.
Very good. Very good. Congratulations.
Well, congratulations, you two. And nurses, you were pretty darn cute, too. You were really attached to those wigs. They were amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad that we just had our own, like, La La Land moment right there. That's nice.
Hey, doing this all virtually has its challenges.
The fact that we're doing it at all is impressive.
I know. It's pretty ridiculous.
The next award, and this is probably my favorite award. I think this is the award that probably means the most of the student-nominated awards. It's the Esprit de Corps. Am I pronouncing that right there, Nancy?
Esprit de Corps?
You see, you pronounce it so much nicer than I do. And I think for the first time ever, we actually have a tie for this award.
Yes, we do.
two people got the same amount of votes, and two people are both very deserving of this.
The Spirit Award. The Spirit Award.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
You know, who are the individuals that bring this sense of camaraderie, this positive energy to rehearsals, to performances that bring people together? That's so important, right? When you're doing this production and everybody gets tired and worn out and stressful, you need to have those positive people there. And that's really what the Esprit de Corps Award is all about. So Drew, who's our winner?
Our winners are, like I said, we have two of them. It was a tie. Both seniors, Meg Force and Katie McCoy are this year's winners of the Esprit de Corps.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to
Let
both.
me read what, Jerome, this is coming from your nominations.
Yes.
So for Meg, like the big sister we wish we had. So Meg, thanks for being that big sister as a senior where underclassmen can look up to you, and you bring that sense of positivity. And for Katie, the award says Esprit de Corps, a drama-free drama kid, right? And who wants a bunch of drama during production, during rehearsals? So Katie, you brought that spirit. Congratulations.
I don't think theater kids are known for being super dramatic, are they? That's not a thing.
Not our kids.
No, not our kids. No.
Not our kids. There are some moments. But, you know, overall, super proud of our kids.
I like that you're holding that up as if it was like a phone to your head. That's good. All right, let's see. I think we have one more award to present together. It is
my favorite one,
the Techie Extraordinaire.
Techie Extraordinaire.
Yes.
This is, you know, what would we do without our techs?
What would we do?
Not be EHS Theater without our incredible techs.
Yep.
They don't get that on-stage recognition, but backstage, they are really the force that propels our productions. And you voted on this person, right? You nominated, you voted, so many worthy recipients. Drew, who is our winner this year?
Nancy, our winner is, and I think this is an incredibly deserving award, is James Lundquist. And James is going to get this award for Bob, A Life in 5 Acts.
Right.
I'm just going to read, do you have the student comment on that award there?
The student comment on the award is James Lundquist, always there to help, and great hair too. It's true. He's always got great hair.
Wonder what color that hair is today. I'm going to guess like some sort of fuchsia. That's what I'm guessing.
I don't know, James. I don't know what's going on with your hair right now, but I know this year you wanted to be involved in the one act too, because you have done like every production, like every year. Mm-hmm. And this year it was hard because you were stage managing the musical, which meant you couldn't be part of the one act as well. But you are so devoted to our program in every way possible, and you are very deserving of this incredible, lovingly handcrafted Golden Claw.
That's right. And as the director of that show that James, or one of the shows that James did this year, I will just say that, you know, the great thing about James is it's exactly what you want from a stage manager, which is this. Always has everything that you need, like before you know you need it, is always there to answer any question, is always kind of thinking 2 to 3 days ahead of where we're at. And that's exactly what you want, you know, somebody that's just there to help like take the burden off of everybody else. James Lundquist, our techie extraordinaire.
All right.
So I believe that's it. Is that correct there?
I think we have all the awards. Now, you might be asking, how are you going to get these awards?
Correct.
Seniors, you'll be able to pick them up when you come get your yearbooks and drop off your iPads and all of that. Underclassmen, we're not exactly sure how you're going to get your award yet. There may be a pickup time. Will you stay tuned? We really need to listen to Dr. Rakowski and others who are making that happen. But here we are backstage. It's pretty lonely here, guys. But I feel your energy. I feel your vibe. I hear your voices. And EHS Theater will come alive again. I believe that it will.
Someday we'll be back in there doing fun stuff again.
All right, so next up is John Ratzoff, our beloved tech director, and he is going to present Tech of the Year. Take it away, John.
Hey, everybody. I hope you've been enjoying the Golden Claws. Obviously, it's a whole lot different than what we're used to, which is unfortunate. But we deal with what we got, and we move along. Everything is progressing here. As you can see, I'm in the booth, but as you can also see, the booth is awfully empty because they are recarpeting the theater. And you'll see out here that all the carpet has been removed, and away we go. There's our stage. It's empty. Makes me sad. Let me get into some good light here. Makes me sad. I miss everybody. I miss the directors. I miss the actors, and I miss the musicians. I miss the techs. It's kind of a crazy year. Anyway, I'm here to hand out the Tech of the Year award, which I always get to do. I have such a great group of kids. I'm really lucky to work with all of you. Had a great core group of kids. We got to do a lot of really fun stuff, and we got so close, and even being able to do encore. Everything was almost built and ready to move to the stage when everything kind of fell apart and we were told we had to stay home. But out of all my kids, you know, they all work really hard. I'm lucky, but to pick one is always a little difficult. But this year, I think for the first time ever, we have a three-peat, and it's Eli Wolf. Eli's always there for me. Whenever I need him, whatever I need, he's always there. He's learned so much over the last few years that I'm able to let him do the majority of the design work and the work on the shows that we do. And that takes a lot of pressure off of me, which is really helpful. I'm sorry I didn't get to work with him for Encore or for our summer show this year. I hope to have him back next year. But to all of you, again, I say thank you for a good year. To Eli, congratulations. You're the first again to, I think, get it 3 times. If I didn't, boy, do I look dumb. But I think it is a 3-time deal. Anyway, congratulations. I wish you could be here. I could give you a handshake or a hug. I wish I could see all of you guys and give you guys all hugs. I miss you. I hope we get to come back in September and do this all over again and have a great year. Here's hoping for that. Anyway, thanks for coming tonight. I think we're going to move on to the next award.
Our last award is the ESTA Award, the Exceptional Senior in Theater Arts. Each year, directors get together and decide on one senior who exemplifies excellence in our theater program over the past 4 years. And it was an easy choice for us this year. We are very happy and proud to present the ESTA Award to Audrey Parker. And your plaque, your lovely plaque reads, for her exceptional contributions as an actor, singer, and dancer, yes, dancer, even though you think you can't dance, secretly you can, to Egan High School Theater Productions. Audrey, I think I stopped counting at 17 productions that you have been a part of over the last 4 years. You've done every type of production that we have here at Egan. You've done the summer musical, 4 musicals during the school year, encore, 1-act, comedies, dramas, and some original creative shows as well. You have been cast in small roles, in major leading roles, in course roles, and you're not a diva. And we really appreciate that about you, because we all recognize the raw talent that you have, and yet you have this passion for the collective experience that theater is. You bring people together with your warmth, your sincerity, your love for everyone, your belief that theater is a place of family and a place where people come together to create art. And yet the process needs to be one of joy and one of loving and caring for each other. We know that we are going to see you on the stage in the future. We are excited to watch your rising star as it shoots across the artistic sky in the future. We know it's been difficult for you and all seniors this year. It's not the way you wanted to end your senior year, but Audrey, congratulations.
Hello, class of 2020. Let's get real. This theater season didn't end the way that any of us wanted it to, but I got to looking back on the past 4 years and thinking of everything that you've experienced, and let me break it down with some numbers. There's been 19 shows, 700 cast members, these are all approximate of course, 250 tech and costume members, and 28,000 audience members. That's 28,000 lives that you've inspired and that you've touched, and that is remarkable. And what a legacy you have left in our theater department. You have definitely left your footprint on what we do on that stage. So thank you for all of that. Here's the deal. Let's think of things a little bit more in the language that we all speak, right? So before the pandemic, that was kind of act one of your life. All right, you introduced everybody to who you were as your character. You introduced the themes of what you believe in. Okay, and then the pandemic happened, and that's intermission. Okay, that doesn't count. That's not part of your stage time. All right, so that pandemic is intermission. That's when you get to relax. You get to you get to kind of think more about where you're going to go from here. You get to eat snacks and sleep in and go to school in your sweatpants and stuff like that. That's intermission, right? When we get out of this pandemic, and we will get out of this pandemic, that's Act 2. Let me give you some characteristics of Act 2. In Act 2, they always reprise one of the best songs from Act 1. So that's just going to be like all those great experiences and those memories and those relationships. You're going to carry those into Act 2 of your life. There will be a big climax or a defining moment or multiple defining moments. This pandemic is not your defining moment. Again, intermission. Act 2 will have a brand new, very impactful and very, very wonderful defining moment. There will be even more character development. There will be more relationships that will start and that will continue to blossom. Now at this point, you've created a storyline. The audience is waiting for the twists and turns, but most importantly, you want to make the audience care about your character. Right? And that is a challenge of Act 2, and that's exactly what you have proven, class of 2020, that you are prepared to do. So seniors, I want to thank you, and on behalf of the rest of the theater family, I want to thank you for everything that you've given to our program. I want to wish you the best of success and happiness going forward. And as you move into Act 2 of your life, always remain true to who you are. We're gonna end tonight's Golden Claws with a tribute to you with our annual senior slideshow. So thank you again, and best of luck on Act 2.